Geno, after you watched the game film, was there anything that maybe stood out to you that you noticed that, you know, keyed up maybe in the future, or just maybe things you didn't see at field level?
No, it was pretty much what I saw in the game. Just the same thing. We got to execute in the red zone. Score touchdowns in the red zone. Thought we moved the ball, pretty decent. But when we got to scoring position, we didn't finish, and so that led to 3 points and not 7.
What makes Myles Garrett such an elite pass rusher?
Yeah, I mean he has it all. He's obviously a physical specimen. Big dude that can run fast, but he has all the moves. He's got speed. He's got power. And he's very disruptive. You can see it. He's had a really hot past 3 weeks, and we got to cool him down.
Obviously, he's part of a real ferocious defensive line. I guess, is there things you can do to maybe help the offensive line?
Yeah, always get the ball out. That's a big part is getting the ball out and hitting my back foot, getting that ball out fast, so they don't have a chance to work their moves. And that's something that we'll try to build into the game plan. But the main thing is that we execute. We got to block him. It's no way around it. You got to block the guy, and I've got to get the ball out so I can help those guys.
Just curious, your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders getting the start for Cleveland?
Yeah, man, I'm happy for my guy, man. S2's a guy who I've been talking to for a long time, and just happy to see him getting his shot. But unfortunately it's against us. But happy to see him get his shot.
How long have you had some type of relationship with Shedeur?
For a long time, probably since he was in high school.
What is the fine line, Geno, between not throwing a ball away and taking a shot at an INT and taking a sack? Where's that fine line in a quarterback's mind? Because it's happening so bang bang.
Those are two negatives, so I don't want to take a sack or throw an interception. I'm trying to complete passes, and when you play in the NFL, it's the hardest league you can play in, so things happen. But I'm an aggressive player. The playoffs, the guy had his back turned, threw the ball to the spot. He turned his head and threw his hand up, got a tip on it, and went to a defender. Again, process over results. Yeah, check it down next time. But again, I'm an aggressive player, and I'm always going to be that way. I think that's what got me here and why I'm still here.
When you talk about execution, what is it? Can you put your finger on that? Why the execution does break down?
If I could put my finger on it, we would have fixed it.
Sure.
Honestly, I think it's just, guys make a mistake here and there. These are human beings out here playing football. It's a gladiator sport. It's tough. It's not easy, never easy. But guys have got to focus throughout. And one play could be the difference, really. One play could be the difference. One mistake, one missed assignment could affect an entire play and ruin a drive. So we've all got to be on point, and it starts with me.
Shedeur is I don't know if you want to say lightning rod or somebody that people know about, they talk about, they're interested in him. You were a quarterback that came out and highly regarded out of West Virginia. How do you handle that? Just the not necessarily the notoriety, but the scrutiny that comes with it.
He's Deion Sanders' son, so he should be, he's fine with that. He's had to deal with that his entire life. When you're dealing with scrutiny, if you listen to it, that's on you. If it matters to you, personally, it don't matter to me, so I really don't care about it. But I'm focused on doing my job and executing and being the best player that I can be every single day. But as far as Shedeur goes, he's living his life, and he can only speak for that. But my advice is always to him is to go out there and be yourself and to play your game.
What's the best advice you can give to a guy like Will Putnam, who's starting to get more reps and got his first start at center? What's the best advice you can give him?
Continue to learn and grow. He's a young center, and I thought he competed his butt off. He was up against some really tough defensive linemen. Dallas has a great interior, but for Will, every single rep is an experience, and it's a chance to learn from it. And so, as he continues to grow, man, just learn from all the experiences. Take the good, hold on to it. Take the negatives, learn from it, get better at it, and then continue to push forward.
Where's Ashton in his development as a receiver?
I think he's a great receiver out of the backfield. I think he has a lot of great traits, and I think when we get him the ball in space, man, you see what he does. He makes a lot of great plays, and so he's right where he needs to be. He's growing, he's developing. Like I said, man, he's a young player with so much potential and so much room to improve, and that's already a scary thing because of how good he already is. And so, as he gets out of the backfield, we got to continue to get him the ball in space, and get him the ball in the passing game is one of those ways.
He was also asked to block a lot on Monday, and he did a pretty good job of it. What are your thoughts about his progress and the unselfishness of being willing to embrace that?
Yeah, you have to. You got to block. You're running back in the NFL, you got to block. You want to be a 3-down player, you got to run, you got to catch, you got to block. and that comes to being a complete player. And so, yeah, when he's asked to go in there and throw up those linebackers, he does a great job at that. Like I said, he's tough as heck. He's not afraid, and he goes in there, he throws his hat in there, and gives me time. So I appreciate him for that. Again, that's a part of being a professional running back, is that you got to do it all.
I know he hasn't had a ton of reps, but what have you seen from Jack Bash and kind of his development as a rookie?
I think he's continuing to grow, man. I really appreciate his work ethic. You know, he and I have been studying for the past 2 weeks, 7 a.m., and I'm just getting him on the board and having him draw plays up and talk me through progressions and just subtle nuances to the game that, you know, again, we got to increase these guys' knowledge and kind of, you know, help with that learning curve. And so Jack is doing a great job at just studying his butt off. He's asking all the right questions. He's attentive in meetings, and he's doing the little things that's going to help him out.
You mentioned against this D line, getting the ball out quickly, but just when the protection is there or not there consistently like it has been recently, as an offense, how can you guys overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that you got to block the guys up front, and there's going to be great guys every single week. That's the nature of the beast when you play in the NFL. There's great players all over the field, and we have great players as well. And so it really just comes down to guys have got to block, I've got to get the ball out, we all got to execute, and we got to execute better. I mean, that's the reality. We got to execute a lot better than we have, but there's no escaping like the hardships of playing football. I mean, it is what it is. So we all just got to do a better job.
That's all good.
Thanks a lot, Geno.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.